What's going on, everybody? Victor here with a brand new video, and I'm here to talk about the next UFC event on the ABC network. If you guys all know, the ABC network is one of the most well-known and historic networks in all of American television. The UFC is back for its third event, the third fight card that is going to be broadcast on the ABC network. And man, oh man, they got a huge fight in store for every single one of you fans, including myself. I'm talking about two Mexican warriors, two Mexican fighters who fight with a Mexican style. I'm talking about tough, exciting, action seeking. I'm talking about Yair Rodriguez versus Brian Ortega. Like I said, these guys are both Mexican. They both fight with the Mexican style. These guys are both warriors. They're willing to fall on their shield, to fall on their sword, whatever it takes in order to win a fight. And if they lose swinging. They won't go down without a fight, like I just said. And these two are eventually going to collide paths on July 16th in Long Island, New York, in the UBS Arena. And what are we going to expect from this fight? Like I said, these guys are extremely tough. Both these men lost their last fights, but both of their last fights were against two of the toughest men in the whole entire division, two of the best featherweights in the history of the UFC featherweight division. I'm talking about Alexander Volkanovski, who's the current champion, and the former champion, Max Holloway. Yair Rodriguez lost in a 5-round war against Max Holloway, which was considered a fight of the year contender, and a 5-round clinic. Like I said, it was amazing. We hadn't seen Max Holloway take that much damage in a 5-round fight in an extremely long time, and Yair Rodriguez was the man to do it. He kept on buzzing Max Holloway with all these different types of strikes, forcing Max Holloway to take the fight to the ground and having to beat up Yair via ground and pound to be able to get back up in the scorecards. And we never would have guessed that Yair Rodriguez would be the man to take Max Holloway to the deepest depths of despair, to the deepest depths of the darkest abyss in the whole entire world that we can really even think of. But for Max Holloway to scratch and claw his way back, to make the fight equal, and then to win the fight at the very end, it was absolutely insane. That fight was amazing, and if you guys haven't seen it, go check that out. Yair Rodriguez versus Max Holloway. A lot of us thought that Yair was going to get smoked in that fight, but he made that fight as exciting as possible and as fun as possible as well, which is why I loved every single minute of it. And Brian Ortega's last fight against the champ Alexander Volkanovski, he lost the majority of the fight, but during that last fight, he really came back and he really put it on the champion for the last couple seconds of the fight. Even though he took a lot of damage, especially to his face, I believe he had a broken orbital bone. I also believe that he was concussed during the second half of that fight as well. He did receive a little mini concussion protocol before the doctor deemed that he was still able to fight and carry on. He did. He was able to finish on the fight, but he did lose by unanimous decision against the champ Alexander Volkanovski. But he still hung in there despite all of the damage that he took in during those 5 rounds against Alexander Volkanovski. Like I said, as a result, both these men were not finished in those 5-round wars. Both those men hung in there and kept their heads held extremely high. Now their paths are going to collide, and if you ask me, this fight is not going to be taking place on the floor that much because both these individuals are very much equal. Both of them are in the top 5 of the division, and both of them are also well-rounded mixed martial artists. Both of them are well known for their striking. Both of them are well known for their jiu-jitsu. Both of them are also well known for their grappling. So overall, they basically negate each other because of how well-rounded they are, which means that both of them are most likely going to fight in a stand-up battle. And both these guys are prolific strikers at the end of the day, which means that we're definitely going to see a lot of things that we haven't seen before from both these fighters, because I believe both of them want to get back onto the winning path. Both of them still want to fight for the title. Brian Ortega has fought for the title twice, while Yair Rodriguez has yet fought for the title in his career in the UFC so far. And I know that's something that's really scratching at him, that's really clawing at him, that's really bugging him, because Yair is one of the best in the whole entire world. He knows he is. And for him not to get to a championship yet, That's really, like I said, it's really getting to him. But at the same time, you had to be active, and he was inactive for about 2 years. He came back, beat Jeremy Stevens, was inactive again, came back, beat the Korean Zombie, was inactive again for a little bit, came back, and lost to Max Holloway. So obviously, um, that was actually the other way around. Unactive beat the Korean Zombie, unactive beat Jeremy Stevens, unactive beat Max Holloway. I mean, not beat Max Holloway, but lost to Max Holloway. And as a result, he's come back a little bit faster than we all thought. I believe he's motivated. I believe he really wants to make a run for this UFC title shot because the majority of the guys in the top five have already had a crack at the title, and some of these guys might be on their way up to the UFC lightweight division in the very near future. I'm talking about the champ Alexander Volkanovski as well as Max Holloway. Both of them are very big 145 pounders, and you can definitely see that with their body frames. So obviously, this is the time for Yair Rodriguez to really be able to make a statement for himself to the UFC brass that he deserves a title shot. And there's no better opportunity to fight someone who's fought for the title twice in Brian Ortega. Now, if Brian Ortega wins this fight, then he definitely puts himself back in there in title contention and very much may get a title shot in the very near future if he beats Yair Rodriguez, but very much might need to get another fight in before he fights for the title. So with this fight, both these individuals, it's definitely going to be on the feet, and I don't see it going to the ground at all. So definitely see a ray of striking with these two individuals. And if you ask me, I do believe this fight is going to go the full 5 rounds. I believe it's going to go to a decision, and I don't know who's going to have the upper hand because, like I said, both these individuals are very well-rounded mixed martial artists. They're very much equal when it comes to skill set, and the only skill set that I believe will be able to prevail if utilized the right way is definitely going to be Brian Ortega's BJJ accolades. And if he takes the fight to the ground, then Yair Yair is definitely going to be in a I'm sorry guys. Yair is definitely going to be in a lot of trouble because in his fight against Max Holloway, when he was taken down, he had a very hard time getting back up because Max had a lot of pressure on him on the ground. He was really beating on him, putting the pressure on, and really smothering him. And he was throwing down the elbows and some really vicious right hands to complement the ground and pound. And Yair was really overwhelmed. He didn't really know what to do. So if Brian Ortega can be able to replicate what Max Holloway did, be able to take Yair down, but he will have to be able to take him down first. He's going to have to time some very nice takedowns to be able to take him down and definitely smother him with some ground and pound and hopefully get him against the cage. That way he basically would it closes one avenue of escape and be able to lay down some ground and pound on him just like Max did. And because that's one weakness I believe that Yair has. He's not that good when it comes to defending the ground and pound. Frankie Edgar ended up TKOing him with the ground and pound. Max Holloway could have ended the fight with the ground and pound. So it's shown in the history of Yair Rodriguez that he's not that good when it comes to the ground and pound. So as a result, if Ortega can be able to get him down to the ground, I believe he has a very good opportunity of winning this fight and finishing it. If I'm Yair, make sure that you're defending the takedowns at all costs. And if you do get taken down, try to get back up as fast as possible and bring the fight back to the middle. And if there's one thing about Yair, throw the leg kicks. Throw them at will. Throw them like missile rockets because he had a lot of success doing that against Max Holloway. And I believe he's going to have a lot of success doing it against Brian Ortega as well, especially the head kicks. The head kicks are definitely going to be crucial. And if he can hit a very good one against Brian Ortega, might be able to crack him. And if there's one thing about Brian Ortega is that he's got a steel chin. He's not easy to get out of there. And as a result, that's why I keep on saying that there's a very good possibility this fight's going to end in a decision. And if you ask me who wins this fight at the end of the 5 rounds, I'm going to go with Brian Ortega. The reason why I say Brian Ortega is because he's been in there with the best. He's been active. And Yair, he's fought the best as well. But there's something about Yair that's been blocking him from getting big wins against huge opponents such as a Max Holloway or a Frankie Edgar that was a really good fighter at the time when he fought Frankie Edgar, and Brian Ortega right now. So I'm going to go with Brian Ortega. I think he's going to win the fight via split decision. I believe it's going to be an extremely close fight. Like I said, both these guys are Mexican warriors. It's extremely hard to get these individuals out of the octagon before the full 25 minutes are up. So, like I said, I'm going with Brian Ortega by split decision. It's going to be a great fight. I hope you guys enjoy it. Appreciate you guys for watching the video. Stay safe, stay blessed. See you guys later.